illusion that things happen when you least expect them to in regards to astral projection and with me beyond body. First of all, just being able to astral project or go beyond body as I do at times, it happens when I least expect it. And this experience this morning at around 5:30 a.m. in the morning, this happened when I least expected it to happen. So let me get into it. For those of you who follow this channel, you know that a while back that I talked about wanting to visit the edge of the galaxy to see what that was like. And it seemed as if I really didn't have any luck in the endeavor. And so I kind of put it out of my mind. I wasn't really thinking about it. I definitely was not thinking about it this morning. In fact, I got up about 5:30 a.m. For those of you who live in California, you know it's been quite warm, so sometimes you might have difficulty sleeping. I was warm. I got up for just a moment. I actually turned on NPR radio just to listen to the news. I honestly just thought I would lay there for a half hour or so before getting ready for work, and then I would be off. But that's not what happened. I was still kind of tired. I shut my eyes and I turned on my left side. Now, this is interesting. For those of you who follow my channel, you know that when I'm really tired, I can see things at times when I shut my eyes. And by the way, I can still be conscious and see these things. I do believe that I am raising my vibrational frequency, but not to the point where I am necessarily leaving my body or doing the beyond body. I'm just seeing things in perhaps different realities, different places. I can do that, and it's pretty amazing. It's like, I guess it's like watching television to a certain extent, but it's not like you see a screen. It's like you see it there without any barriers, any borders. It's quite amazing. Now, I turned on my side, as I said, and when I turned on my side, suddenly I could see all of these tiny points of light. And these points of light, they seemed to be compressed. They were all squeezed together, and it was intense. There was like a cloud, a golden cloud, and then there were these little points of light that I remember. And when I saw this, in my mind, I thought, push. I need to push through. Now, I know one of the tips I always tell you is to relax and let things come to you. But in this case, my instinct was to think, push. And I even imagined my hands pushing against sort of an invisible barrier, or the barrier that was in front of me, to push forward. And when I did that, suddenly I was hovering, I believe, at the edge of the Milky Way. It was just a glimpse, but I was astonished. Now, keep in mind, when I saw this, keep in mind, I was still conscious. I was talking to myself in my apartment. I live alone, by the way. There's nobody to really hear me. But I said, oh my God. And I said it out loud. I was conscious as I was seeing the galaxy as it was turning. And it was turning quite fast, much faster than I expected it to turn. I expected it to turn really, really slowly, but it was not turning slowly at all. It was turning quite fast. And this was quite interesting to me. I thought, why is it turning so quickly? That was one of my thoughts, a really quick thought as I was taking this all in. It was immense, as you might imagine, but I was still looking at it at a distance in the beginning. Suddenly, I began to rush toward it really fast. I felt like I was moving toward it, moving toward the galaxy and toward, I guess, the Milky Way. And then as I came into the spiral, there was an explosion. It was immense. Oh my goodness. It was huge. Now, what I recall is seeing what I considered to be flames or fire or something, or going through it. I couldn't really tell you. It was like an explosion, and then it was like I pushed through the explosion, and there was fire everywhere for just a moment. And as I pushed forward, the fire extinguished. It evaporated. It was gone. And then I could just see points of light in the distance, in space. Wow, it was amazing. I was just observing and floating there. And yeah, this lasted for not too long before I opened my eyes. And of course, I wrote it down before I went to work. And I worked today, and now I'm back and I'm sharing this with you. It was interesting. In this very short episode, I want to share with you that once the explosion happened, and once I had the initial oh my God and wow and all these other things that I said as I was observing it, I was kind of like, oh, please don't be upset with me. I know people, when they talk about astral projection, they say they want to visit space, they want to visit the planets, they want to see all these different things. And I have to tell you, space is, I guess, the kind of place where, things happen in billions and billions and billions of years, 3D space anyway, 3D outer space. And unless you're visiting an alien civilization, it's just, I guess, a bit, I don't want to say boring, because I don't want to sound like I don't appreciate being able to see this. I really don't. I truly 100% appreciate it, but just as an observation, the explosion was thrilling, but after the explosion happened, I was like, okay, this is space. Not much going on in space. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking somebody in the comments is going to torch me on this one, but that's fine. I'm here to always tell you how I feel, to tell you the truth. Not to say that I'm not going to visit space again, but I like visiting other worlds, other realities, and that seems to be the most interesting thing to me. Anyway, that's it. I wanted to share this quick experience with you. Thank you so much for coming on another journey with me. And until next time, take care.